Hyphalings. Fun guys. Hyphalings are a race of fungal-like beings that primarily preside over the marshes along the Great Gulf with their various cities. Other species commonly refer to them as fun guys, and while they find the term a bit demeaning, they don't overtly mind it. Regardless, if you are looking to get off on the right appendage with them, I'd avoid the term altogether. While it's not uncommon to see a handful of them in various civilizations around Tellurian, the vast majority never leave the marsh. They come in a variety of heights and sizes, but typically average out at about 3 foot tall, weighing approximately 50 pounds. They look about what you'd expect from a fungal race, but their appearance varies widely compared to most races on Tellurian, with wildly different colors and patterns on their cap. They say no two Hyphalings look alike, but that's certainly an exaggeration. Many do resemble one another, but just as many do not. Their average lifespan is unknown, though extremely long. They may even be functionally immortal. However, due to their, shall we say, weak physical stature, most don't seem to reach far past a couple hundred years of age. What they lack in strength, they tend to make up in ingenuity. Most travelers you'd meet outside of their cities tend to be merchants, physicians, alchemists, spellcasters, or even artificers. The biggest misconception about Hyphalings revolves around the idea that they are one mind that controls an entire species. Many don't trust Hyphalings, fearing them to be a ginormous hive mind with ulterior motives and schemes. While this is entirely untrue, there is some validity to these fears. Much like the fabled communication technology of old, Hyphalings are able to converse with one another through something they refer to as their cilium. I've had the process explained to me on multiple occasions, but the concept still baffles the mind. Hyphalings are able to enter a meditative-like state by concentrating on the voices in the back of their minds that they unconsciously block out. Much like many species don't tend to see their nose in their vision unless they're consciously trying to do so. In this state, they are able to communicate with any number of members of their species who are also in the same state. They use this for a wide variety of reasons, everything from democratic votes on policies in their cities, asking for general advice, recreational chats, and everything in between. This process is also sometimes called as a celly call. How any mind could parse any information out of what I can only imagine thousands of voices talking at once is beyond me. Many of their elders stay in this meditative state and act as a sort of informational guide to be accessed by their species at any given time. These elders are referred to as stewards and are known to hold a vast amount of information, most likely the largest well of information that exists on Tellurian. These stewards dedicate their entire lives to learning one particular field of study and eagerly share this information freely. You can also visit them in person if you so choose, but conversing with them takes a long time, as they are most likely holding multiple conversations at once in their mind. I once consulted a steward, and it took 10 minutes every time I said something for them to reply and return. But I did learn what I wanted to learn, very, very slowly. Visitors from all walks of life are welcome in their domain and in their cities. Be warned, there are Concordians, aka skull traps, settlements near the northern coast of the Great Gulf in the Hyphaling territory. While Hyphalings have a decent relationship with the species, they do not usually tolerate outsiders in their territory. More on them later. For your safety, try and stick near or in a Hyphaling city. Speaking of which, you can find your typical amenities for barter and trade. Anything a typical traveler would need to stock up. While the inns are mildly comfortable, there is no attempt to accommodate other species' preferences on temperature, so be prepared for some hot, muggy nights. 6 out of 10. If you want information about something, there may not be a better place in the world, but it will cost you either gold or an exchange of important information. There's a mysterious air to the place that gives one the impression that they aren't showing you all there is to see. Hyphalings are trustworthy, but they do not like to keep their cards close at hand, especially to outsiders. Hyphalings are unusual from most sentient races, as they reproduce asexually and are capable of creating hundreds of children if they so choose. You'll find that a vast majority of Hyphalings are content with their numbers and do not see a reason to increase their current population. There are, however, exceptions to that particular mindset. Though the exact origin of their species is currently unknown, some theorize that due to their ability to communicate with their entire species, they must have all originated from a singular source, perhaps the same mutated group of fungi. I would like to imagine the existence of a singular original Hyphaling from which all others stem from. This progenitor of sorts, I imagine this being an absolutely enormous Gru-like elder, is tucked deep within their march, away from the prying eyes of other races. As their species survives primarily on water and nutrients, the likelihood of a member of their species growing to such an imagined size is unlikely, though technically possible. Unfortunately, no such being has ever been confirmed, and for whatever reasons, Hyphalings seem unwilling or unable to confirm or deny its existence. I find it highly likely that were such a being to exist, it would be readily known to every member of the species, yet I can get none of them to even broach the subject. Very strange. Further investigations into this mystery are required.